Coming up on the Sports Desk, the Bishop Montgomery Knights were one game away from bringing the state title home. See if they could finish the job in Sacktown. Plus, if you've been to a South High School sporting event, you've probably heard his voice. But do you know his story? See the young man behind the mic, the story of Daniel Tom. All that and more coming your way right now. Welcome to the Sports Desk. I am your host, Byron Newsome. Not only can you find me here, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter as well. I was looking through some books, and one of my favorite quotes that I came across was, "If you don't take a step, you'll never leave your footprint." Well, today's show is kind of based on that. People that took a step and are leaving their footprint everywhere they go. So make sure you keep an eye on all the stories. Now, Instagram and Twitter, at Byron Newsome TV. Catch me there. The year 2014 was the last time Bishop Montgomery won a state title in boys basketball. It was in Division IV, and the next season they moved into the CIF Open Division playoffs. Much tougher path, much tougher competition. Their first year competing in Open Division, they went 31-2 and lost to Mater Dei in the regional semis. In 2016, they went 28-3, lost in the Southern Section Finals to Sierra Canyon and twice to Chino Hills. One of those losses being in the state regional finals. Fast forward to this year. The same 5 starters from last season, they're back. They are smarter, stronger, and better prepared for what they need to do to get to the next level. The teams that got in their way the previous 2 years were X'd out one by one this season. Sierra Canyon, got him. Mater Dei, got him twice. Got him. And then Chino Hills, got him. SoCal's best, rated to show they are the best in the West for the California Open Division state title in Sacramento, taking on Woodcreek at the Golden One Center, home of the Sacramento Kings. This game started out like you would want any game to start out. Gianni Hunt to David Singleton hits a 3. Now watch this. Hunt then is getting a lot of assists in the first quarter. Ethan Thompson for 3, then is on the break. Jordan Shackleton. Thompson again, that's the player of the year right there. 8-0 run to start the game for Bishop Montgomery. Then we have Singleton to Shackle. He hits the 3. It's 11-0 to start the game. Thompson to Shackle. They're up 14-0 before Woodcreek scores 6 minutes into the game. Woodcreek makes their first field goal with just under a minute left. And Shackle at the buzzer, 17-4 after 1 quarter. Bishop led 33-19 at the half, but toward the end of the third quarter, Woodcreek made a run. Bogue Smith cuts it to 12, then superstar junior Jordan Brown. Bishop held him in check early, but he started to get his mojo going. Made it a 10-point game going into the fourth. Still charging. Woodcreek, Jackson Hughes to Kyle Kern. We have a 6-point game. Close in the fourth, Jordan Brown started finding it, started getting it going. He had 35 points, an Open Division record, and he pulled down 17 boards. Then 1:58 left. Jackson Hughes with the 3 cuts it to 5 points, but Bishop's leading scorer Ethan Thompson hit some key free throws in the end as Bishop held on for a 7-point victory. 74-67 was the score over Woodcreek. Ethan Thompson had 26 points and 8 boards, while Jordan Shackle had 20 to help lead the Knights, who beat 5 nationally ranked teams down the stretch to win their 4th boys state hoops title. All those titles came under Coach Doug Mitchell, who is in his 28th season as the head man at Bishop. Thompson and Shackle were on the 2014 state title team as freshmen, and they are the 2 winningest Bishop Montgomery basketball players in the school's history. This team had 3 seniors, Connor Cole, Thompson, and Shackle, all ending their high school careers on top. Now, after losing their teammate in a car accident a few weeks ago, the South Spartans are doing their best to keep their heads up and their eyes straight ahead as the baseball season hits full steam. 3 games in 3 days, the first of which was at home. Veronica Kobos was there as South took on Peninsula High.
South and Peninsula were facing off in a non-conference game. Not only were they battling against each other, but they were also up against some pretty heavy rain. But the Spartans didn't let that stop them from making some plays and scoring some runs. South and Peninsula were heading into the middle of the 3rd inning when the rain was too much and the umpires decided to call it quits. South ended the game with a 2-0 lead. For the Sports Desk, I'm Veronica Kobos. Back to you at the studio.
Hey, thanks for taking on the rain, Veronica. While the rain put a halt to their contest with Peninsula, the Spartans' 3 games in 3 days continued. They lost to Royal 2-0 on day 2, and the day 3, they beat Salesian 5-1, taking their record to 5-4 on the season. Now, here's a look at what our other teams are doing around the area. Torrance, they had a good week beating Redondo Union in back-to-back games, 10-3 and 7-6. In a close one, they lost to Capistrano Valley Christian by only 1 run. Then they gave up only 1 run in an 11-1 win over Buena. And they finished the week with 3 out of 5 games as they lose 1 by 3 to Laura. The North Saxons came out of the gate winning their first 5 games of the season. Now their record stands at 7-3. They beat Hawthorne, but were shut out for the first time this season by PV 3-0. Then they played El Segundo and ended up losing another close one. That loss dropped them to 2nd in the Pioneer League standings. Who was in first? That team on the west side, the West Warriors, picked up a couple close wins against Tustin and Apple Valley, and those type games kept them focused. But then it happened. After winning 7 in a row, they lost to Murrieta in a 2-0 ball game. Losing streak lasted all but 1 game as they beat Sunny Hills 3-2, taking their record to 11-3 on the season. Bishop Montgomery was also in action after losing to Salesian 4-3. They ended a 5-game losing skid by beating Mary Star of the Sea 10-7. Still to come on the Sports Desk. It was created in the 1960s, but its popularity is at an all-time high. Pickleball has invaded the Torrance area. See how you can get in on the action. Plus, he has more experience than most college graduates, and he's only in high school. Watch how Daniel Tom turned what most people would see as an obstacle into an opportunity. Scores, highlights, and more when we come back.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better.
Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
To be at peace with myself is the most prominent thing, and I am at peace with myself. I didn't deal this deck, I'm just playing the game. That's all. That's it. Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise. Been making sure they get the nutrition that I need, and it's a balanced meal. My name is Maurice McGriff. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
What?
The storks are bringing me a baby brother!
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What? Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
We can do this together!
To know for sure that your child is in the right seat for their age and size,
Remember when I was a baby? Felt like 1 minute ago?
What? Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
What he said.
My favorite thing about music is it's reliable. It's always there.
And it just helps me cheer up other people.
There's nothing to worry about when you do music. You're just having fun.
When I'm playing it, I'm like, wow, this is me. I sometimes just like shock myself.
When you play music, you are playing life.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk, and don't forget to tag me at Byron Newsome TV or hashtag the Sports Desk TV because I follow through on my word. Here's a tag from some students at Bishop Montgomery on their journey to the championship at BMHS_Swaglet. Tag me in a couple of pics. Congratulations to Bishop Montgomery on their big win. Also, TGSL President Ted Holloway let me know that their 12U Select team won the Northern District Select Tournament this past weekend. Congratulations, ladies. Tag me, hashtag the Sports Desk TV, and I will get you on the show. Now, if you've ever been to a South High sporting event, you've probably heard his voice, but you might not know his story. We have Sam Vargas in the studio with us today.
Byron, great to be here, my man.
Hey, glad to have you, Sam. Sam, you've been covering South High for a while now. You know the coaches, you know the players, you know the students.
That's true, very true.
What have you learned, and what's going on over at South now?
Well, that's right, Byron. In my time here at Torrance, I've met a lot of great people, from coaches to players to parents, athletic directors, even community members. But there's one person that really stuck out to me. He's actually a student over at South High, and he's had to overcome a lot to get to where he is today. And so I decided that for my next story, I would tell his story. Let's take a look. It's a familiar sound. A voice heard at virtually every athletic event in the country.
Blue Chris Marshak with the Great Wall of China block.
He's got a really deep voice, and his accents and his enunciation is just professional level.
But that deep voice resonating from across the gym actually comes from a student, South High senior Daniel Tom.
Being a PA announcer here, or being a PA announcer anywhere, is what I'm passionate about. It's something I hope not to give up, and probably never gonna let it go as long as I can.
Daniel has been the PA at South since his freshman year. It's something he knew he wanted to do since he was very young.
Maybe around the age of 4 or 5, I kind of made some makeshift like TV sets when I was younger. So we did like Sports Center every morning on the dining room table.
Can we have your news director?
Oh, yeah.
Your sports director?
Oh, my God, will be our director.
No.
Daniel was the first student to ever have this position.
When I was a freshman here, I can't play sports, so I immediately went to my athletic director, who's now my boss, and Mr. Clem, who's our boys varsity basketball coach, and asked them if they needed some announcing help.
Coach Clem, who was also the dean at South, said he saw something in Daniel from the very first time they met.
When Daniel showed the kind of enthusiasm he had for what he did, it was obvious that we were going to have him as long as we could.
Daniel never had the option of actually playing sports. Most kids in high school want to play sports. Tell me why you want to announce as opposed to playing.
At a young age, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. It does affect the way I move, the way I learn in the classroom, and everything else after that. So because I can't play physically, my muscles aren't strong enough. Being in broadcast and being in the public address booth, being the voice that they hear, is the way I stay involved here in sports at South and sports in general. It's what I love to do, and it's my way of, hey, I play a sport too, but my sport's behind a microphone.
Daniel has announced at the Special Olympics. And during his time at South, he's left a lasting impression.
We would have no voice. There'd be no voice for South. He helps out with all sports, all levels. So he's a great kid to be able to give his time to this school for everything that he does.
And a legacy that will last long after graduation.
Be yourself. That's all I can really tell you. Be yourself, be confident, be a clear speaker, and make sure you represent the school, the community, as I would have when I was here.
From South High, I'm Sam Vargas with the Sports Desk.
And go Spartans!
Wow, that was an unbelievable story, Sam. Daniel has more experience than a lot of college graduates get.
He does, absolutely.
So after South High School, where does he plan to go to college?
Well, as of this moment, Daniel has not yet decided which college he is going to attend, but I'm sure whatever school it is, they'll be more than lucky to have him.
Absolutely lucky. Hey, Daniel, we wish you nothing but the best. Nice job, Sam.
Thank you.
Now, at the Sports Desk, we cover a lot of different sports. Football, basketball, soccer, even surfing. But AJ Feldman has the story on a sport that has a very funny name, but it's exploding right here in the South Bay.
It's the fastest growing sport in the country.
Easy to pick up.
It's attracting people of all ages.
It's exercise whilst having fun.
And if you haven't heard of it, you soon will.
What is this? What's that noise?
It's pickleball, and it's taking off in Torrance. 18 months ago, the pickleball community was non-existent, and now over 125 people have made it to Wilson Park to see just what this game's all about.
Got an idea, said, hey, let's bring it into Torrance. Torrance is perfect. We've got tennis courts all over. We've got, you name it, Torrance has.
So where does the name pickleball come from? Some think that it was named after the founder's dog, Pickles, who would chase after the ball. However, it's really named after a pickle boat, because in rowing, a pickle boat is made up of a thrown-together crew, just like pickleball is a combination of ping pong, badminton, and tennis.
So the main differences between tennis and pickleball, the court, it's about a third of the size of a tennis court. Instead of a racket, you've got a paddle, and instead of a tennis ball, it's a wiffle ball.
Pickleball is most popular amongst senior players, who can be just as competitive as those with more athletic ability than them.
We're playing mostly doubles here,
It's a smaller court, don't have to move as much as tennis. It's easier on the muscles, the joints.
Debbie Martin found pickleball after multiple concussions forced her to stop playing soccer. Looking for a new sport to play, she stumbled across pickleball, and she's been hooked ever since.
To me, it was a great thing to come out and find a sport that I can play. And it's actually been pretty good because I have no broken bones anymore.
John Hillebrand is no stranger to racket sports. A former professional tennis player, he's played at Wimbledon against the likes of John Newcomb and Arthur Ashe, and has been a full-time coach for 50 years. However, he discovered pickleball in an unusual way.
Well, I was actually on Match.com, and there was a lady who mentioned pickleball, and I'd never heard of the game, let alone played it or seen it, and she taught me everything I know.
Hillebrand has begun coaching pickleball, and he sees big things for the game.
Tennis is a more highly skillful game, but I think pickleball is the future.
Now, I've played a little bit of pickleball before, and after seeing other people play all day, I just had to get out there myself. And I think I did a pretty good job of showing just how it's a game for everyone. I'm out there running and diving around, all while dropping the points and losing the game. Reporting for the Sports Desk, I'm AJ Feldman.
Thanks, AJ. I am definitely going to have to get you on the pickleball court. And if you would like to find out more about pickleball, visit their website at usapa.org. They have a court at Wilson Park here in Torrance. So get your racket ready and let's play some ball. Coming up next on the Sports Desk, the El Camino Warriors are listed at number 2, but they are playing like they are the best team in the land. See if the Warriors can move up to the number 1 spot in this week's poll. Scores, highlights, and more when your Sports Desk returns.
Just waking up and going to school and learning, it makes me feel good as a person. I'm a single mother and I got pregnant and I was the main one working, so I did what I had to do to survive. I never thought that I could go back to school and get it, you know? My sister, my mother, everybody wanted to help me with my kids. I could not have gotten my diploma without my family.
You're winning today.
We're so very proud of you and love you so much. Yeah, it's hard, but don't be afraid. Keep on going and keep on trying. You can do anything you want.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back. You already know the drill. You can see me here now, but I'm always on Twitter and Instagram. That's at Byron Newsome TV. Find out what's going on with us and let me know what's going on with you. Send me videos and pics from your games, and I will get you on the show. Now, sitting atop the South Coast Conference from the start of the season, the El Camino Warriors have the pedal to the metal and are looking to take over the top spot in the polls. Cassius Ham on the mound for Elko. Playing baseball, 6-1 is his record on the season, trying to make it 7. First batter, Chris Gomez for Cerritos. Ham sits him down. Strikeout number 1 in the second inning. Derek Edwards, then Adam Rubio down on strikes. 3 Ks, no hits, no runs through 2 innings for Ham. Bottom second, 1-0 count, Noah Barber, bat on ball, and all they could do was look at it. Barber's first home run of the year, 1-0 Warriors lead in this one. It was still 1-0 Elko. In the bottom of the 5th, it was a tight game when Trevor Casanova, knocks it out of the park again. Casanova's third homer, round trip of the year. Elko went up 2-0. They scored 4 more runs in the 6th, 7th, and 8th to come away with a 6-1 victory over Cerritos. Orange Coast College currently sits in the #1 spot in the California Community College polls. They have a 21-3 record, while Elko is 24-2 and hasn't lost in nearly 6 weeks. We'll take #2 for now, but if they keep playing like they have been, they will not be denied the top spot in the state. El Camino is having an unbelievable spring season so far. While the men's baseball team is tearing it up, the women's softball team keeps moving on up the charts as well. They have 21 wins and only 5 losses on the season. They've won 13 games in a row and are ranked 3rd in the Southern California polls and #6 in the state. Athletic Director Colin Preston says the student athletes and coaches are doing a fantastic job. Now, in addition to the men's baseball and women's softball, the men's volleyball team is ranked in the top 10. The men's and women's track teams just won 1st in the Bakersfield relays, and Cindy No set a new pool mark in the 50-yard freestyle, breaking a record that has stood since 1982. So yes, El Camino is doing big things in a big way. Congratulations, Warrior Nation. But that is going to do it for this edition of the Sports Desk. Make sure you tune in next time because you know we've got the Torrance sports scene on lock, from the little kids all the way up to the big kids. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. Don't forget to, tag me and hashtag the Sports Desk TV because we have some exciting giveaways coming very soon, and you definitely don't want to miss that. Be sure to keep tagging me, y'all, at Byron Newsome TV, and do that hashtag, just like Bishop and my man Ted Holloway did, and I will get you on this show. Well, that is going to do it for the Sports Desk. I'm your host, Byron Newsome. Keep rising to the top, Torrance. We will see you next time.